Okay, 3 surefire things for marketing. Don't miss this tip. Okay, Dan Brown, Senior Service Consultant here at MGE Management Experts. I'm back again. Now, you might have a look at marketing and go, okay, there's like 30 different things I should do on marketing. Where do I start? Well, you should start with these 3 things. You may have some of these points in. They may be in fantastically. They may not be even touched or scraped, but checklist these 3 things. First thing of marketing. I want you to think with reputation management. And what is reputation management? Reputation management is, well, if they find you, hopefully they found you, they've come across you, they can look you up and they can see that you are real, that you are there, that you are active, and that you are good. What do you think we're going to say is a top thing that sits at the top of that list? Yep, reviews. So you got to have good reviews and a bunch of them. Very minimally 150 reviews. If you haven't got 150 reviews, you got to play a game with your team. Hey, team, we're playing a game. Once we hit 150 reviews, we're going to do this. And everybody goes out for pizza and miniature golf or a movie or half day off or, paid something or whatever. Play a game. Get over 150 reviews. If you've got more than 150 reviews, great. But I want to make certain that you are getting the idea. You need to have the most reviews for your practice in your area. Now, you might only have 2 or 3 practices in your area. You're kind of in a remote area. Wow, lucky you. And it's just you and a couple or a few other practices. Okay, well, whatever they have as far as the review rating and review number, you got to have more of them. Your target is not just to have more than them, but is to have double or triple the total number of reviews that would come into number 2 spot behind you. So say it's 350 reviews, your first target is to be number 1. So 355. Your next target is to double the number 2 practice. And then your third target is to triple the number 2 practice. So there's a lot of interim games to play in between that and make it a fun-spirited thing. Boy, it can be fun. Your team can love it and they can win big on it. You just got to ask yourself this question. Do you have patients coming in and saying, oh yeah, I've read your reviews? Well, if you just answered yes, then you know the importance of this point. If you just answered no, you're either out of touch or your reviews are in trouble, because fee-for-service patients, and I'm going to define what that is, a fee-for-service profile patient is not necessarily somebody who doesn't have insurance. That's a person who thinks the quality of the care, the treatment, is more important than the price or what the insurance covers. They might not be happy to spend more, but they're going to spend more because they want to make sure that it's not just rip and run, get in, get out, no culture, no feeling, okay? And so that person is going to gravitate to reading your reviews and make sure that this is the place. So part of this first point, your reputation management, is reviews, but it's also more than that. It's make sure that your Google business profile is accurate, your hours are accurate, your address is accurate, your website is properly linked. Go test it right now. Literally put this video on pause, open up another tab, search your practice, the name of your practice, city and state. Phone number is correct. Even if it's a tracking number, call it, make sure that it rings properly and it goes through. Click on your website link, make sure your photos are in good shape and that there's great photos and a lot of them. You see, this is reputation management. It transcends beyond just Google business profile into your Facebook profile, your Yelp profile, your Instagram profile, of course, into your website. But people dip their toes into checking you out, and this is where they start. So top of that list, however, has got to be reviews. Now, if you're having trouble with getting reviews, well, I've got this software, it sends out a link, but we only get a review every now and again, or 3 or 5 a week. Well, boy, have we got a secret for you on that one to get you 15 organic, natural, great reviews every single week, if not more. So stay tuned for that. Okay, what's point 2 of these 3 points? Well, the second point is you just got to ask yourself this question. What's my favorite type of new patient? You get them from postcards, Google ads. You get them from walk-ins or drive-bys. How about referrals? Raise your hand if you think referrals are your best new patient type. Of course they are. Of course they are. Why? Well, they're not sold on their treatment plan, but they're sold on the practice. They already know the practice because it's, they've heard from a friend or somebody they trust or a loved one. Oh, you've got to go to ABC Family Dentistry. Oh my gosh, these guys are the best. That's it. This person knows you are the choice. So your referrals are your best new patient type, but you got to know how to get them. You got to know how to ask for them. You got to know what you can do to incentivize them. I've seen some stuff out there that I don't really agree with. We give somebody $25 or $50 off their next treatment plan when they come and they've referred somebody. Okay. It's hard for me to get excited about that. Oh, wow. So I get $25 or $50 off my next treatment. Boy, I can't wait till I get my next treatment. Nothing sexy about that. I'm sorry. It's just nothing sexy about that. I've seen some people get a $10 Starbucks card or a $5 Starbucks. Okay. Take a look today. What are you going to buy with $5 at Starbucks? I mean, I don't know that you can walk out with a cup of coffee for $5 these days. Maybe. Let's be a little bit more exciting about that. Rather, somebody unexpectedly, after they've sent a referral through, gets a card from the practice. We just wanted to thank you for caring enough to share your experience with another person. People with healthy teeth and gums live longer by independent studies, 7 to 10 years longer. People with unhealthy teeth and gums are more prone to a number of systemic conditions, including but not limited to, and just go through them, diabetes, heart disease, various cancers, oral cancer, pancreatic cancer. Independent studies have found links to this, and you can link those studies. And for doing so, we would just like to thank you with this delectable treat from our local baker down the road, ABC Bakery here in this city, this state. And put a relationship with this local bakery and support a local business and let them include a business card and send them a delectable muffin or a cake pop or something that's just really, really special and out of the blue and a bit of a surprise. Now imagine that. You just got that from a business that you referred. You weren't expecting anything, but then you got that. And in that, you also got educated. Wow. People with healthy teeth and gums live 7 to 10 years longer by some independent studies done. And the people who don't have healthy teeth and gums are more prone to all these systemic conditions. Oh my gosh, wow. Well, first off, I better go to the dentist a little bit more often. I better get my wife in there. And I got a brother-in-law who's, man, when he breathes on me, my eyebrows curl like it's woo. So you're turning this person into an ambassador of good oral health. And yeah, guess where they're going to send their patient referrals? To you. So come up with some great internal marketing strategies. This is point 2. Now, this might be a lot to think with and retain, and I'm talking maybe a little bit faster than I usually do because we were kind of compressed in amount of minutes I got to keep your attention here on YouTube. But we do a 2-day live online workshop. It's called the MGE New Patient Workshop. And I'm going to encourage you to take advantage of that, attend that. You can sign up for it. It's very inexpensive, and it has a money-back guarantee. So you literally have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. We cover about 30 different things you could and should be doing on marketing. You should walk away with, a handful of great ideas of what you should do for your practice. But now I'm going to go on to point 3. And before I do, I'm going to ask you to do one thing. If you're getting something out of this, hit the like button down there and go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't and enable all notifications so you get alerted when we have helpful tips like this in the future. Okay, let's get on to point 3. So what am I going to tell you on point 3? Point 3 is now advertising. Point 1 falls into public relations. We call it PR, reputation management. Making sure that people think that you're the right place to go to, you're good people, etc., but they haven't picked up the phone yet. They haven't walked into the practice, right? Point 2 is, it's the beginning of marketing, but it's the easiest one. It's internal marketing. Point 3 is external marketing. And external marketing is being done by advertising. Now, advertising, where do we start? Where do we go? Well, let me tell you a couple of the different channels that exist. One of the first and easiest ones is Google Ads. Google Ads. You want to be at the top? You pay for Google Ads. And it's called pay per click, PPC. Does that mean they're going to call you? Nope. Does that mean they're going to come in? Nope. But it's the beginning of that cycle. And we cover that again at the New Patient Workshop. How do you get people to click? So Google is a good one. Should we do postcards? Well, eventually, if not right now. If you are in an area that's not very progressive, I mean, it's kind of, you're in the middle of the country, there's a few other practices around you, yeah, you should definitely do postcards, probably over Google Ads. What else can you do? You can do Meta ads, Meta, M-E-T-A, that's Facebook and Instagram. Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Should you do billboards, TV commercials? Maybe eventually. I wouldn't do it now. Should you do radio? Maybe eventually. I wouldn't do it now. But maybe you got all these other marketing channels in place and it's time. Again, these are questions that can be answered as you go through the new patient workshop, or you can pick up the phone and talk to one of our specialists here. We have a great team here who can answer a lot of these questions that would be tailor-made to you and your practice. So I am somewhat hesitant in telling you, you got to do this first, you got to do this second, because it is dependent upon what you're currently doing, where you're located, what are competitive offerings in your area, so how many other practices and what are they doing. So we look at all that stuff, and then we'll give you some direction. So there you have it, 3 things to think with in marketing. I would absolutely put attention on the first, then the second, then the third. Now, if you've got bandwidth to do all 3 at once, rock and roll. Knock it out of the park. And if you need any help, we're here to help you. We really, truly are. We want to see you expand. We know that you do clinical dentistry fantastically, but this whole thing about running a dental practice and doing marketing, that might be new, and we'll walk you through that. Hope that helps. We'll see you on the next one.